Hi guys, it's Jill and Ash from Kettlebell Warriors here, and we're going to be going through a quick upper body workout with you today. Okay, so we're going to incorporate the press, which is going to be the main part of this complex, but we've also got a little bit of rowing action in there as well. And of course the power plank, my favorite, to get you nice and fired up for that press. Okay, so you will need a kettlebell that you can press for quite a few reps. Okay, we're going to ladder our presses up today, so this is a really good way of developing your pressing strength. So we're going to ladder up to 5, but there's going to be quite a bit of volume within that, so get one that you can press for quite a number of reps, or if you're trying to increase the numbers of your presses, it's a good one to do, and you can just record where you get to. Okay, so I'm going to go through the 3 exercises with you. First things first, we're going to get down into our power plank to get everything fired up. So don't forget, when we're in that kettlebell press and the bell is above our head, we are effectively in the power plank positioning. Okay, so power plank, Ash is demonstrating now. Whole body is tense, everything's tight, firing up those glutes, calves, quads, core, pushing the shoulders and pushing our arms down into the ground. Okay, so we're going to start every circuit with a 10 breath power plank. So don't hold your breath in that, it's short, sharp tension breaths. Okay, right, we're going to go into our swing, clean and press. So we're going to stick with strict presses, so it's just a swing and a clean to get the bell up into that rack positioning. So swing, clean, rack it up. We're going to press the bell above the head once, all the way down, and remember we take that bell back into the rack position. We're going to swing, clean and change arms, hand change at the top. Okay, rack it up and back into that press above the head, into our rack, and then place the bell down. Okay, so we're going to add some more numbers, as I've said before, into that press, but that was just a quick demonstration of what you should be looking like. We're going to go now into our bent over row. So remember, if we're pressing, we need to pull as well to balance the body out. So the rows are neglected, I would say, in most people's training, so make sure that you're balancing out, getting into that nice rower's position. So your hips hinge back, chest is flat to the ground, or as flat as you can get it, and we're pulling back, thinking about starting a lawnmower. Okay, so we're pulling back, really working into the muscles of the back here. Okay, if you're finding your back is rounded, it might mean that you have to do a little bit of mobility work on that. You might want to take the weight down on your rows, okay, depending on where you're up to. All right, we will have a short rest in between the circuits. If you're finding you're not getting the reps out on your presses quite yet, then you might want to extend the rest period until you get them out there. All right, okay, we are ready to go. So we're going to start with that 10 breath power plank. So down on the ground, down on a mat if you've got one. We're going to tense, we're going to squeeze, we're going to get everything fired up. So this is your chance to get the body ready for action. Okay, everything's nice and strong, everything is connected and interrelated in the body. We're going to get into our press. So the first one shouldn't be too difficult. This sort of workout does build up the volume, okay, so it does creep up on you. 1 on each, beautifully done, and then we're going to set that bell down and get ready for our bent over row. Okay, so that's circuit 1 almost done already. So if you like, you can play around with the numbers. We're going to go for 5 reps on the bent over row. If you're not getting those reps out, just do what you can do. Note it, as always, next time you do the workout, try and beat your score. Okay, so 5 on each arm, keeping that back nice and flat. Everything's grounded into the floor. That's circuit 1 done already. Excellent. Okay, circuit 2 is going to be a little bit tougher because we're going to add an extra rep on the presses. So down on the ground we go into our plank position. Okay, so squeezing, tensing, pushing into the ground. Okay, so just 10 short, sharp breaths. Try and focus on your abs on this section, thinking about where your rib cage is, where your hip bones are, and think about squeezing and tensing as you're in to that power plank position. Okay, getting your bell into your rack. So clean, rack it up, press, up, down, that's 2 on one side. Beautiful. Okay, so using the breath as well to help us press. If we're struggling, you'll notice that Ash is tensing his fist on his opposite hand. Again, this is playing into that tension principle in the body, like we do in the power plank. Helps you squeeze those reps out. Okay, into our bent over row. So chest parallel to the ground, flat back, starting that lawnmower, 5 reps. So try and avoid curving too much in the lower back. So think about what your abdominals are doing. So pulling in and making sure that you've got that nice flat posture. 5 reps. And we're gonna have a little bit longer to rest this time. The rest periods probably gonna want to increase during this circuit, okay? So to start off, you're doing fewer reps, and as you increase, you'll probably need a little bit more rest to get those reps out. It's a really good way of building up your volume in presses. Certainly one of my weakest areas, so it's something that you can sneak and just creep in an extra rep here and an extra rep there. Okay, Ash, are we ready to go again? Down in our power plank position, activating the whole body as one unit, because when we're in that press position, that's how we want the body to work. The press isn't just about an upper body position, it's about the whole body getting that bell up there. Okay, so we're gonna swing clean and rack that kettlebell into position, and from here, 2 strict presses. So up, down, use the breath, and down into rack. Okay, ready to change arms. So use the swing and hand change at the top. Here we go into that second rep. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes. Think power plank thoughts on that press. Bell down. Well done, guys. Okay, we're gonna go into our row. So hinging at the hips for your row. Have your bell side. We're gonna pull up as if we're starting that lawnmower. 5 reps on each arm. If you're struggling to get these reps out, just make a note of where you're up to. If you only get 3 on each side and you think your form's going, 3 it is, write it down. Next time you do this circuit, let's aim for 4. Okay, so we're gonna increase the rest periods on this press ladder as we go up. Don't forget the number of our presses is ascending, so it's gonna be going up. So we want our rest periods probably to be going up slightly as well, okay? Gonna wait around another 10 seconds, and then we're gonna be going for 3 repetitions. Again, if you only get to 3 on this, stick at 3, and then you can decrease the reps for the remaining 2 circuits. So we're in our power plank position, going into 10 breaths, squeezing. So let's make sure Ash isn't moving around. He's absolutely solid here. This is the body that we want, that is ready for the presses, okay? It's all connected. And ready to go into our 3 presses. So remember, we're strict on the form of these. This is a great way of building up strength endurance with presses, okay? Into the rack between. You'll notice his feet, same positioning as what the feet would be if he was lay flat on the floor in that power plank. Okay, hand change at the top. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the fist on the opposite side to get that bell up. Make sure those abs are kicking in. Beautifully done. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go into our bent over row. So feet positioning, underneath the hips, hip hinge. And off we go, 5 reps. Nice flat back here. And just checking the back of his body is working. Hand change, squeeze the fist. And 5 reps, little bit longer to break. Okay, well done at home if you're still with us. As I say, it creeps up on you, this, with the press, adding a press every single time that you do the circuit. If you've got to 3 and that is your absolute maximum, on this next set I want you to start going back down, okay? So you can either stick at 3, go to 4, or go back down to build up more volume, okay? So we're going from volume within the presses. Every rep counts. We ready to go again? So into our power plank, getting ourselves fired up, down on the ground, squeeze, tense, strong. 10 breaths. Beautifully done. You can see Ash's body working here, so you can see everything connecting together. Abs are kicked in. He's in that power plank position as he stood up. Perfect. Okay, into the wrap. We're going for 4 on each arm now. You might be struggling to get that 4th rep out. It might be stuck halfway. Stick with it. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your fists, and try and push through that sticking point. We've all got our sticking points. It's just about perseverance and trying to work through them, okay? That's how we progress. That's how we add in another rep. There we go. And one more. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go into our bent over rows. We've got one more circuit to do. So don't forget, the last circuit is always the hardest one when you're on an ascending ladder. Be worth it in the end. Okay, we're going to be into our 5 rows here. So flat back, big pull back. So try and avoid any twisting in this movement. Okay, we want everything solid. The back of the body doing the work. So squeezing those shoulders together. And we'll take a little bit longer to rest for this final circuit. Okay, again, if you were struggling to get the last rep out on that 4th rep and you don't think you've got a 5th in you, you can stick at 4 or we can start going down to 3. Just record where you're up to and improve next time. Okay, we're going to have a little bit longer to break. On these stronger moves, more strength-based moves, then we need more of a rest in between to just squeeze those reps out. So the press is known as a grinding move. That's what it's called in the industry. And if you've found that sticking point yet, you'll know why. You've got to grit your teeth. You've got to grind through it. It's a slow, controlled, tense, strong move. Okay, not fast like the kettlebell swings. It's all about the strength. Okay, we're going to go into that 5th rep. Try and squeeze that 5th rep out. So we're going to clean and we're going to rack. Okay, that's one done, guys. All the way up. Try and get that elbow next to the ear. Squeeze it down. So think about the downward phase. Control it down. Don't just let it flop. You're doing the movement all the way up and all the way down. Excellent stuff. That's 5 done on one side, 5 on the other. Stay with it if you can. Squeeze. Think quads, glutes. They're going to kick in now. Try and avoid just thinking about the upper body. You want to think whole body unit. 5th rep. Coming up. Oh, that was the 5th rep. Perfectly done. Okay, we have got bent over row. Hips go back. 5 reps on each side. Pulling back. 3 to go. 2, try and not let that back move from that position. We want everything solid, strong. Just that movement coming from between the shoulders, squeezing. Onto that 5th rep. And there we are. That is our press ladder, 1 to 5. Good work, guys. Well done.